Hello, everyone. Welcome to My Ways Janelda's blog. I have a special person here with me today. Everyone, welcome Aliya Everett. Welcome.
Thank you.
So, you are a FAMU student, and of course, you came in as a transfer student.
Mhm.
Why you choose to continue your education at FAMU, and what was something that made you say, "Yes, I want to be a Rattler"?
Well, I'm a first generation student, so I didn't even know like what an HBCU was. Like my mom's from Germany. She came here, she went to cosmetology school, and my dad was in the military. So I had no idea, like I didn't know what HBCUs were until my youth program at my church. I don't even know how old I was. I might have been like 10 to 12 years old. And they brought me in the youth group to homecoming football game and the homecoming parade. And I was just like looking around like it feels like home. Like, I'm young. I'm not thinking like, oh, it's a coincidence that all these black people are in one place. Like I'm just like, oh my God, this is so amazing. And that was my first and forever memory of FAMU. And as I got older, growing up, my dad used to make me and my sister watch like documentaries on Rosa Parks and MLK and Malcolm X and all this stuff. And so I wanted to connect deeper with my roots. And I was originally trying to get away from FAMU because it was only an hour away from home. And when you graduate high school, you're ready to experience something new. I'm from a really small town, two red lights, one grocery store, like really, really small. I was ready to get out there and just experience new things. And I always came to Tallahassee to go school shopping for clothes and backpacks and all that stuff. So I was like, FAMU's too close to home for me. But my heart wouldn't let me give it up, wouldn't let me give up FAMU. And so, yeah, really, I just came to connect deeper with my roots and the culture is undeniable. Like, you just got to experience it. So I hope that
Right.
answers your question.
No, no, it's great. It's great. And same here. I didn't really knew anything about HBCU, sadly, but but
Mhm.
until I was like a senior in high school and
Same.
somebody I knew actually wanted me to check it out. And because of that person, that's why I
Mhm.
went to FAM for a
Oh,
year.
are they a Rattler?
Yes, they're a Rattler. Um, yeah, I'm just trying to remember their let's see. Yeah, they were a Rattler. My it was my assistant principal. Shout out to Sydney Patterson. So he actually was the one and others too. So
Yeah.
yeah. And what it's like being a student at FAMU and to represent the institution as Miss 116th, Miss FAMU.
Okay, so what is it like? Um, it's very interesting. FAMU is the standard when it comes to HBCUs, so it's Black excellence everywhere, and that's at all HBCUs, but at FAMU, it's just like everybody is on top of their stuff. Everybody's motivated, determined, goal driven. Like, so being a student there, of course, you get the culture side of it. You get Greek life, you get all the modeling troops and
Right.
dance troops. You get the history. You get the band, the football. Like, oh my god, it's amazing. But my favorite thing about it is I'm surrounded by people that look like me, that are doing big things and have amazing like goals. And it's just the dreams that I hear from other people. And we all support each other. So when I it's interesting, but it's really amazing and it is a blessing. What is it like to represent FAMU? It can be tough. It can be tough. Because like I said, FAMU is the standard. So people are always looking at us and especially the roll court because we are the face of the institution. And I am the 116th, so I have a very long lineage, rich history of Miss Florida A&M University, and I really enjoy it just because I love FAMU. It's not really that hard because I do love my HBCU and I love meeting people and talking to people and telling people about FAMU because FAMU's done so much for me, has given me so many amazing opportunities, and it's just like I want everybody to experience what FAMU has to offer. I want everybody to have this experience, to feel loved, cared for, all of these things that FAMU provides for us as students. And I just sometimes I can get caught up because you have to make time for yourself and sometimes say no because you got a lot going on. But I have a hard time doing that because, like I said, I just want everybody to experience my
Were there
institutions.
any challenges for you as a biracial student on campus to run Miss FAMU? And if so, how did you overcome it? And what was the positive outcome through all of this experience?
At first, I thought like I was crazy. Like people tried to make me think I was crazy, that I was feeling like judged for being biracial, feeling like
Oh,
an
wow.
outcast, anything like that growing up. And so when I got to FAMU and it happened, it actually confirmed it for me. And I'm like, I was like, dang, like, because I was going back and forth with myself because I didn't know. My dad always told me I was black, and then I got to school, and sometimes people were doing like telling me that I was, and all this crazy stuff. So I got to FAMU. It happened. It hurt my feelings, to be transparent with you. It did.
Mhm.
I was like, I do so much for this institution, and you guys have nothing bad to say about me, so you come for who I am as a person, something that I can't help. And I was just like, dang, like, I'm not accepted by the white community, I'm not accepted by the black community, so like what's going on? So I did face that. Twitter actually, I guess like I went viral on Twitter. Um it was
How
bad.
long?
I had to
When was? I'm sorry. When was this?
this was when it was some okay, it started on Sunday when I posted the Aretha Franklin graphic, the respect graphic. That's when it started. Some students had something to say about that. And then when I won, I addressed it because that's something I'm gonna do. I'm gonna address it. And so I addressed the situation, and people like that don't go to FAMU, because it was on Twitter. So and my page is public. So everybody's seen it. And so people that weren't at FAMU just took it out of, like, they didn't understand because they weren't on campus. So they didn't know what was going on. So some people thought that I had just said like, what did I say? I said, despite the fairness of my skin, something about I will continue to serve. I said unconventional, as an unconventional queen, and some people took that as in like took it the wrong way, but I meant that as in I'm from a small town, I'm a transfer student. Like I was meaning my definition of it, or my way of using that word, was different from what everybody else, their perception was different. And so these people that weren't even at FAMU, people that, I mean, older people, other HBCU students, people were just going crazy. I mean, just
Hmm.
going crazy. And I went viral, and I actually had to put my account on private because I'd be sitting in class and my phone is just blowing up. I mean, you would be surprised at some of the things that these people told me, some of the things that they were calling me. I was just like, oh my God, this is crazy. Like, so, and then there were people in the comments that were like, you guys are tripping. Like, somebody obviously pulled her black card. She's not just gonna say this just to say this, and all this other stuff. And so it was a lot. It put me in a bad space at first because, like I said, I really love FAMU, and I was just like, dang, like all my life I've been dealing with this. I'm like, am I ever gonna be accepted type thing? But that was also like, I was really stressed out at that point. I was running a campaign, I had school to catch up on, like it was a lot going on. So this summer when I went to the HBCU Kings and Queens conference in New Orleans, like everything just clicked for me. Like I was just so drained from that campaign. Like my social battery was gone. Like I was just like, I don't know who's for me and who's not for me, because there's people that was in my campaign group, but there was people, same people on Twitter talking or not, or posting other people's graphics. It was just a lot going on. And I was really like, just like, dang, like I'm like retracting, trying to like, okay, get myself together. And I'm like, I have a whole institution to represent this upcoming year. Like I gotta get back to a good mental state or something. And
Right.
when I got to that conference, all my sister queens were telling me how how tuned in they were with my campaign and how great of a campaign it was, and just telling me, like, just encouraging me. Some were telling me that they were intimidated by me. I was like, really? Because they said like I would walk in the room and just command the room. Like they were just my sister. Oh my God, my sister queens, the like Miss Howard and Miss Tuskegee and all these other misses at the other HBCUs. I just, if it wouldn't be for them, I don't know if I would have like got back to like being where I am, like snap back into it. Like, girl, they can't tell you who you are. And so it really just, it did a lot for me. I'm blessed with this position because of not only like getting to represent FAMU, but also because of the sisterhood that I've also gained and the relationships that I've established with all these other HBCU role courts and stuff. And I kind of just went off on a ramble right there, so I'll apologize. But I feel
It's
like I was
okay.
just telling you. At this point, we just here, girl. We just here at this point.
Exactly. And no, it's so great that you express so much what you experience. And then the beautiful outcome, you have a sisterhood. They support you and that's gonna help you in the long run as you continue with your career, journalism and everything. According to NPR, they stated a number of historically Black colleges and universities are seeing an increase in Black students applying and enrolling after years of decline. This was from their article on August 15, 2002 on education. What is your intake about this statement, and what do you think that caused this great impact?
Well, I guess pertaining to, well, first I'll start off with the Black Lives Matter movement. That definitely kick-started everything. I remember I transferred to FAMU in the fall of 2020, and that was when the city of Tallahassee had put down a Black Lives Matter mural that connected on the street that connected, or no, I'm not gonna say, well, yeah, on the street that separates FAMU and FSU, but they put that mural there to connect the two institutions or to like merge, I don't know, like a, unity thing. And
Right.
there were students that were marching to the Capitol and all, like FAMU students and all that. And FAMU's history, like they've been known for activism. Like
Exactly.
our history is so rich when it comes to that. And for anybody watching, if you guys ever visit Florida A&M University, please check out the Black Archives. You
Represent
learn
it.
all about it. Oh my God. So FAMU is known for that. When FSU was trying to not converge with FAMU, but was trying to move in and be FSU. I was told it would be the FSU main campus and then FAMU would become FSU South campus or something like that. When that was going on, students were protesting the Tallahassee bus boycotts. That was FAMU students, all these things that were going on. So
Oh
the Black
wow.
Lives Matter movement and our students were marching for that to the Capitol. I was like, okay, so I definitely feel like that was the start of everything.
Okay.
For FAMU in particular, HBCUs have been doing amazing things. I'll start with the Marching 100. The Marching 100 played in the NBA All-Star game in 2021. They brought out, it was Grambling and Marching 100. And so like normally when they play music for the players to run out, the bands were playing. And it was COVID still, so they had to record on campus and they like played on screens and stuff because this was when the NBA didn't have no fans. They were just playing games and things like that. So the Marching 100 doing that was a big deal. After that, LeBron James for FAMU were the only school. So first HBCU to be sponsored by LeBron James. It started out with basketball, and so now they're getting ready to go ahead and do with the rest of all the athletic teams in the Marching 100 as well. I'm trying to think about, Deion Sanders is the head coach of Jackson State. So all these like big things that are going on that are bringing awareness to HBCUs. Of course, like we also have like, and I'm thinking FAMU, of course, but like famous alumni like Keisha Lance Bottoms, the mayor of Atlanta, Woody McClain, Star in Power, like all these, Will Packer, of course, like all these like famous people, celebrities that we have that come out of HBCUs, and people are starting to learn that they came from HBCUs, that all these things are just bringing awareness. And students are like, let me hop on the wave. Like, oh, I love my people anyway. Like, let me go get my education from an HBCU and things like that. So that's what I think is like the reason why this is going on. I love it. I love every bit of it, every last bit of it. So
That's why you're the queen, girl.
yeah.
Not only that too, also our vice president graduated from the HBCU too.
Mm-hmm.
Not FAMU, but
yeah, and that too, you're right. That's another thing too. That was a big deal. Some people didn't even know, what Greek life is, the Divine Nine, all those things. Like she brought a lot of awareness to that. And she was visiting. She spoke at somebody's graduation after she won. I don't want to quote it. I think it was Hampton. I'm not sure. It was some school. Maybe it was Howard. I'm not sure. It was something. But she even spoke at somebody's graduation. I guess last year. I remember. There's a lot going on. So But yeah, that was a major one. I forgot all about that. So yeah, thank you for pointing that out because that's a
Yeah.
valid point. Hmm.
Yeah, no problem, girl. But also you mentioned about how beautiful it is to experience HBCU. What makes it beautiful? You mentioned about Greek life. What else that makes it beautiful to experience attending an HBCU and
Hmm.
why?
So like I mentioned earlier, it's a lot of, well, I guess I can reiterate or not reiterate, but reword it. It's a lot of young people, the younger generation that are driven, like I said, goal oriented, determined, Black excellence. Like it's just everywhere. And for me, coming from a small town, like I said, it's predominantly white, very conservative. And so a lot of people from my hometown tend to go to a community college and either graduate or drop out and go back home or go to a 4 year graduate and come back home. So I've never, we have like a few Rattlers back home, just a very small amount of Rattlers where I'm from. Like literally, I
Mm,
can count three in my head right now. I don't know, nobody else, like just three. And they were so exciting when I came to FAMU. Oh my God. And so for
right,
me,
right.
it's just like coming here and I guess I'll also add on that back home, it's just, I'm not gonna say, you know, like in our community, like we got to get our youth off the streets. And so, like, for
Right.
where I'm from, there's nothing to do but to get involved into drugs or to do like, they have nothing to do. So it's just like, so for me, coming out of a town like that and going to just up the street to Tallahassee at Florida A&M University because FAMU is literally its own world. So like once I got to FAMU, I didn't even know what else was going on back home. I'm so engulfed in what's going on at FAM. It was just
Exactly.
amazing to see other people like me that were just driven and want to succeed. Like I said, I'm a first generation student, so I've been working, trying to get through school and to meet other people like that as well and hear people's stories, different, like all the different backgrounds, all the different stories, like I said, testimonies. Like it's just
Yeah.
amazing. One more thing, my biggest thing about it is the history. And like
Mm,
you said, the respect, the honor, the dignity, like all of that, like FAMU, this is a place for us to get an education where we weren't accepted anywhere else. Like, and
exactly.
FAMU was a plantation. Did you know that?
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah, so FAMU was a plantation. Like, I'm going to school on a plantation. This is where my ancestors, and if you think about, dang, like it's a plantation, but it's like also like FAMU. We were here, like even with the Black archives. I'm an orientation leader, so I'm here, all my history is just like running through my head right now. But even
Right,
with the
right.
Black archives, like Andrew Carnegie had donated money to the institution to have a library built because we couldn't go to the other libraries in the city of Tallahassee because we were Black. And so even things like that, like we had a library, like all these things, like just for us, it's a safe space for us and for us to uplift one another, for us to educate one another, to encourage one another. Like it's just a safe space and everything that FAMU has done for African American history in America, period. Like I said, if you just, whoever's watching, if you look into FAMU's history, it's very, very rich. And so that's one of the most beautiful things to me. I love learning, and I still learn new things every day about FAMU when I'm talking to alumni and things. So definitely the history, definitely the culture, and the student body.
Right, right, right. And then, like, speaking of FAMU, especially the marching 100, of course, you mentioned about them. Of course, this year they were at Louis Vuitton,
Mhm.
men's fashion show in Paris. I know I gotta say that. If y'all know my last name, you know why I had to say it. But which they have done it before. I want to mention that too. This is
Mhm.
not the first time.
Correct.
And also FAMU recognition in sports. Remember you mentioned about that. You touched base on that. Um, why FAMU is one of the best historical Black colleges and university in this country, and what makes FAMU distinguish and hold the values of the unique learning experience?
Well, academically, we have amazing. I always tell people when they tour, when I'm giving tours at FAMU, I'm like, it doesn't matter. Like, we're known for SBI, we're known for pharmacy, nursing, J school, but it doesn't matter what your major is. It doesn't matter what school or college you come through. Like FAMU, you're going to be prepared once you leave FAMU. It doesn't matter. And so, like academically, we are, the number one public HBCU in the nation. So that's already accreditation right there. I also, but past the academics, really more so for me, or how I look into it and what I tell people is they care about you. They care about you. Of course, we have our, not our problems and our issues, but nobody's perfect. So, and every HBCU has its downfalls and its pros, but FAMU is really a place where they want to see you succeed. And you can tell, like, not only just like the professors, but also the staff. Like I'm talking about the VP of Student Affairs, Dr. Hudson. For me in J school, they're always even in SBI, professors are always like sending internships. Like they're always looking out for students. They work with you. For me, I can only speak on behalf of J school and then other things that I know. But like they'll work with you. They're try to take extra time out of their schedule to help you with whatever you need help with. Like I said, always sending internships. Alumni, the alumni network, FAMU's alumni love their HBCU. Oh my gosh, they're always pouring back into the student body. They're always pouring back into the school. And that was another thing that made me choose FAMU, is just the pride that Rattlers have. And so that's another thing that our alumni care about us. They come back, they give us internships, they make donations, they do all these things for us. FAMU actually cares about you. Excellence with caring. That's our motto.
As for this year's incoming freshmen, transfers, and soon and future high school graduates, what can you tell them when starting, applying, touring, or wanting to go to FAMU or any HBCU?
Okay, so really my biggest thing is apply in the fall of your senior year, or transfer students the fall semester before you graduate. Like, give yourself time to apply, give the school time to process everything, because even FAMU, I'm trying to remember, the director of admissions just said it the other day. They received a certain amount of applications, but I wish I knew the numbers. Oh my God, I wish I remembered the numbers. But the earlier you do it, the more likely you are to get accepted, because there are a lot, like you said, there's an influx. There is a huge influx in students applying to HBCUs, trying to attend HBCUs. And so if you're in the late batch, they already went through these applications, you need to go ahead and get your application on time. Make sure you have a good resume. Make sure you get somebody to look over your resume before you submit that.
That's right.
I'm trying to think of what else. Definitely do your research. Do your research on the institution, on what resources they have, on what majors, what the graduation rate is, all these things. Even reach out. For FAMU, personally, we are always here to serve. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. And so if you wanted to apply to FAMU, you want to talk to a FAMU student, say you want to major in accounting, and you go on Instagram and you look and you see, oh, the student's in SBI. Oh, maybe they're an accounting major or whatever. Reach out to them. We, as Rattlers, we are more than happy to help and share our experience with you, because like I said, all of us at FAMU are grateful for FAMU because of the opportunities and how they care for us and all these other things that they have done for us as students. And so even if you wanted to reach out to somebody after doing your research for more questions, you can even do that when it comes to FAMU, because like I said, more than happy to help. Look into housing on campus. Make sure you do your research on financial aid. Like I said, I'm a first generation student, so all of this was new to me and my family. So do your research. Really is basically, I guess, to sum it all up. Excuse me. When you go to take a tour, make sure you take pictures. Make sure you stop and read the historic landmarks that we have signs that talk about our historical, or I guess I should say our history on campus. Make sure you stop and read that so you can learn about FAMU's history. Like I said, it's very rich. It's very empowering. I get not sensitive, I get emotional when it comes to talking about it sometimes. And even like I said, walking in the Black archives and looking at everything that we as a FAMUan community have went through and what we've overcome and persevered and all these things. Yeah, and come to a football game, come to Set Friday, come
Mm-hmm.
to the homecoming Greek step show, the homecoming hat, like come to some of the events that FAMU has going on. We had a grape harvest festival last Sunday. Was it last Sunday? School just started. Yeah, last Sunday. And so like little events that FAMU puts on, look up YouTube videos of what's going on at FAMU, things like that. Like just do your research overall, look and see what's going on. And that's pretty much all I can really say, I guess.
I was gonna say, what about orientation? Now that's my memory.
Yeah. Orientation is, and that's, some people come to orientation and that's their determining factor on whether they're going to attend the institution or not. And that's what we were taught. Yeah, we were trained that way. They were like, just because they come to orientation doesn't mean they're coming to FAMU.
No, it's like a
So
party
we have
though.
to continue to show them what it has to offer. Yeah, that's what they tell us. And it is right. It's true. Some people come to FAMU for orientation just to go to experience the orientation and then go to another HBCU. That was crazy to me. Like I'm a transfer student, so I was like, really, really, and so yeah, so yeah, orientation, yeah, girl, that was a ride. That was fun though. That was a blessing too.
See,
I
that's
got
why y'all should
my
go.
baby. Yeah, it was awesome. But yeah.
I'm just having throwbacks. Mm.
Yeah, I wish I would have had an orientation. Like I said, I transferred, even though I was a transfer student, they don't do as much for the transfer students as they do for the freshmen.
Right.
But when I transferred, it was on Zoom. This is when everybody was trying to figure out how to work
Mhm.
Zoom. So it was glitching the whole time. I mean, I didn't know nothing when I got to FAMU. I didn't know anything. So when I was in orientation, I was like, dang, I wish I would have had this. But yeah, that's a good one too. Orientation is a big thing too. So
Oh yeah. Oh wow. And then also Miss Queen, I had to say that,
oh.
as a soon to be a FAMU graduate, what are your plans after college?
To go into
What-
sports broadcasting. So my ultimate goal is to work for ESPN. And that's why I was saying during homecoming week when I got to work with First Take, that was a big deal for me because I had connected. There was Rattlers on that team too. They gave me their cards and everything. And so that was a big deal because that's what I'm planning to do is go into sports broadcasting, sports reporting. But I've also learned that sports marketing is also fun.
Okay.
So even though I might graduate with a journalism degree, I might end up in the marketing field. Just because when I interned with FAMU Athletics, that's what I was doing. I was with the marketing team. And so, well, part of it, not all of it, but part of my job was marketing for the football team, for all the athletics, baseball, track, all that. And so, yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to when it comes to careers. Picking something like the field to go into with sports, of course, and like I said, an opportunity will arise eventually, and so I'll just be chilling until then.
No. But amen to that on a Sunday. Thanks, Aliya.
Yeah.
Now, I hope you have time. I got
Okay.
a trivia for you, like my other interviewees. Um, so it's going to be 3 questions by me
Okay.
and FAMU
Okay.
website. I had to double check because even though it's been a while.
It's been a while. I know how it is. I've been here for only this is my 3rd year. And even sometimes I'm like, oh my God, after everything I've learned, I'm just like, dang, I done forgot already. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, we're gonna see. This trivia is we're gonna see.
All right. So again, it's going to go based on basically FAMU. So in HBCU. So are you ready?
Nervous.
All right. So why the rattlesnake is FAMU's mascot? And we talked about it.
So yes, the reason why the Rattlers, the rattlesnake, is our mascot is because when they came to the Hill to determine whether they were going to establish Florida A&M University, which started off as the State Normal College for colored students when they were about to start FAMU as that, because that's what we opened our doors as. The land was infested with rattlesnakes. So they said our mascot will be the rattlesnakes.
There you go. Yeah, you got it right. It was located to Highland Plantation. So yes, and they found rattlesnakes. This is true or false. It's a new one. This is entertainment. Of course, actors, actresses, artists, and producers. So true or false? Common, Peyton Smith, Amanda Seales, and Will Packer attended FAMU. True or false?
True.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Common, Peyton Smith, Amanda Seales, and Will Packer.
I know Will
All
Packer
attended
and
FAMU?
Common. I know Will Packer and Common. Amanda Seales, Peyton Smith.
This is tricky. Well, of course, I'm going to give you a little hint. So yes, Common and Will Packer. Yes, that's true. That's true.
For sure.
Yeah, I know.
Definitely.
Will Packer, I can say this little thing here. Will Packer, he actually affiliated with my father years ago when he had Chocolate City movie with another colleague. So I can confirm that. Common.
Oh.
Yeah, he went to FAM because I saw it at the FAMU library. They had like some novel about him. But
yeah, they just built an amphitheater. I'm sure you heard about that. The Will Packer Amphitheater. That's where was it? I don't know if it was Whitley. No, it was Wheatley, right? Diamond McGuinn and Whitley. Where they tore those residence halls down. That's where they put the amphitheater. So, and he actually graduated from college of engineering. Yeah, you gotta look at. They're actually in the process of putting up a screen at the amphitheater. Because we moved set Friday to the amphitheater, but this semester we're actually having set on the set because they're putting up that screen at the amphitheater. That's been a whole bunch of controversy too with the student body. So it's a lot going on. Yeah,
but going back. So yes, Common and Will Packer. Peyton Smith don't ring a bell?
It does.
I can't tell you about that or Amanda Seales, but you got to answer, girl.
I'm gonna say false.
Yes, you're right.
Okay.
That is correct. Peyton Smith, Common, and Will Packer attended FAMU. And last question.
Okay.
Who do you think is the number one HBCU?
Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University, October 3rd, 1887. What?
Yeah. Thank you, Aliya.
No
well, that's all I have for you, Miss. I'm gonna call you Miss Queen because you got that queen and everything. So
thank you.
I do appreciate you taking the time. I know you have a busy schedule. I just want to say thank you. I know, college life, regular life, just life in general, it's just balancing out and everything. I know it can be tough, but it'd be rewarding. So I do appreciate your time. I do appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it, my Rattler. My Rattler.
Yeah. Well, I feel like a baby Rattler because it's only 1 year, but
What are you talking about?
I do feel like a Rattler, but it's like I didn't have the whole 4 years or 2 years.
Oh, okay. No, you're a Rattler, love. You are a Rattler.
I gotta represent,
As you should.
But thank you. I appreciate your time.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you.